Hello and howdy everyone. I'm here to talk about Frances Ha again. Saw it for the second time. I didn't plan on seeing it a second time. It was just kind of there. Right off the bat, you know, it's the second best movie I've seen this year. And it's like it gets second place, you know, from a coin toss. My favorite film so far of the year is Gimme the Loot. I think Gimme the Loot just got it edged out, you know, by a nose. But both films are very similar. They explore similar themes, and I think you know, both are easily the best films of the year. But Frances, I think is second place right now. But it's a close call, and it's an absolutely beautiful film. Inspirational. Again, I saw it. This is my second viewing. I knew I wanted to see it again. I definitely wanted to see it again. I figured I'd have to wait for disc. And you know, sometime towards the end of the year when I'm trying to formulate my year-end list. But luckily, because it's in limited release, still. I just didn't think I'd get the chance to see it on the big screen again, but luckily I kind of fell ass backwards into it, and so I watched it again, and so that's why I'm giving 2 reviews, just because I feel like I need to. It's an absolutely gorgeous film. It's co-written and directed by Noah Baumbach, who made The Squid and the Whale. Among others, but Squid and the Whale is like, I would say, his masterpiece, and it was my film of the year it came out, and because I own it, and again, I just feel because Noah Baumbach gave me that experience, you know, gave me that work of art, that I owe it to him to see his films. I didn't so much care for Greenberg. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it by any means. But this film I love. I love Frances Ha. You know, it's about life. You know, I can't say that not much happens. You know, just actually a lot kind of does happen, but it's all, you know, very small life, you know, type things. It's definitely a slice of life film. I tell you what, I felt totally pulled into the world, though. I was, you know, transported. It takes place in New York, amongst other places. It also takes place in California, and I believe somewhere in the northern. Actually, I have no idea where else it takes place. Somewhere in the woods, but primarily it's takes place in New York, and definitely feels like a New York film. You see some gorgeous, you know, parts of New York. It just, again, it makes you want to go to New York. It really brings you there, and it's like when the movie's over and you're not stepping out into Times Square and that magic of Manhattan, then you're like bummed. So it does a fantastic job of transporting you to another place. Okay, it's about, I mean, again, life. We meet Frances. She's just breaking up with her boyfriend. I guess you could call it maybe pre-midlife crisis. She's 27 years old. She's a dancer, kind of in a dead end. Her relationship, the only relationship we see her in is falling apart, or I guess I should say sexual relationship. We see is falling apart. That's why I say relationship, because the film is kind of about friendship. You know, I think that's kind of the prevailing theme is holding on to someone despite all the change, despite the change that happens within, the external factors that are always changing. But yet, what happens to relationships, and again, not like partnerships, not boyfriend girlfriend. I'm talking about, and the film is talking about, you know, deep, true like soulful connections with a friend, you know, with a truly best friend, and how life and change affects that relationship, and you know what that does to you, But we spend like the entire film with Frances. I believe Frances is in every scene, pretty much. She definitely carries the film. She's portrayed by Greta Gerwig, which I'm kind of unfamiliar with. Now I kind of want to know everything she's ever done. She also co-wrote the film, and I believe was a producer on it as well. So it's kind of, and it's no doubt a virtuoso performance. She's amazing in it. It's more than a breakthrough performance. It's like a atomic blast of a performance. It's kind of a shame that this isn't released later on in the year, because I mean the film deserves Oscar recognition, but no more so than Greta Gerwig. I mean, I really hope, you know, I could see them maybe putting this out on DVD right before, well, in the award season at least, so people remember this film. And I don't know, I think even if they didn't do that, even if it wasn't like a timed campaign thing, I still think Greta Gerwig's performance is strong enough to carry her to the end of the year. I mean, seriously, there's we all know how thin the actress category is kind of at the end of the year. Usually there's like one dominating performance. So far, Greta Gerwig's Frances Ha is the dominating performance of the year. She's beautiful. She's so talented. She's a beautiful dancer. Again, Frances is a dancer. We see her, you know, moved around from apartment to apartment, trying to find somewhere to live, trying to find a job. Again, it's just about struggling, the struggle of everyday life. Particularly, I mean, I'm probably a little biased with this film because I thought it spoke kind of directly to me. Frances is, you know, is an artist. She's a dancer. She sacrifices a quote-unquote normal life, a normalcy, to pursue her passion, her dream. And, well, that's my life. So, you know, there's nothing better than going to watch a movie that you feel is about you and you can connect deeply with. And that's what I did here. You know, I connected on a, you know, cellular level with this story. So I walked out of the film feeling, you know, again, inspired, that, you know, someone understood me. And it, I didn't feel alone. You know, this film, you know, took away my loneliness. And so that's, you know, tremendous. You know, it's tremendous. It's gorgeously shot. I wish I could tell you the director of photography, but it's black and white. You know, it's a black and white film throughout. And the shots are beautifully composed. Again, you don't really think of seeing that, you know, marvelous Manhattan in black and white, but you usually just see it in the, you know, the glorious neon that it pretty much is. But here it just looks gorgeous. Black and white photography is just gorgeous. And it, I don't know, it really makes, you know, I guess it kind of blends in with the kind of the documentary style. It's not a documentary by any means, nor does it attempt to be, but again, it's a kind of a document of someone's struggle and a document of someone's life. And I don't know, it just went hand in hand, I feel. I'm giving it a 9. If there, I'm trying to think of a reason I'm not giving it a 10 other than, you know, I don't like giving 10s. But I really can't. You know, I really can't. It's kind of a 10 for me. You know, it is a 10 for me. I guess if I'm calling it, you know, the second best film of the year, perhaps the best film of the year I've seen so far, then I might as well give it a 10. It's got tremendous performances throughout. I can only tell you Greta Gerwig's name, but all the performances are solid. Okay, I suppose there's I get one little thing is that it's so perfect. It's so perfectly written and breezy and light, and all of the characters are so witty and funny, and intelligent, and say the right thing at the right time. It's kind of like my life is, never been that easy. It's I've never been that witty. Conversation has never flowed that smoothly. It seems like the only awkward pauses are when people are alone, or when Francis is alone. And I also enjoyed that aspect. You don't see too many, characters, especially titular characters, in a Hollywood movie alone so much. But this really, again, in fitting in with that relationship, how do you keep that deep, soulful relationship? It's like how loneliness factors into that. There's a lot going on to this film, and I wish that I was more poetic or eloquent to really describe, but it. I think it helps with loneliness. I said that this film made it seem like I was not alone, and really eased my loneliness. And that's because I think that, in a way, Francis is also trying to defeat bitterness, loneliness. I think the things that I am confronted with on a daily basis. So I could see where maybe not everyone's going to take all that I took out of the film. This is definitely an independent film. Independent cinema. It has that independent feel. Not everyone is going to love it, but I don't see how anyone couldn't like it. I just, Francis is such a great character, and so likable. I don't see, I just don't see how anyone couldn't like the film. I get not absolutely loving it and having it make you feel happy, but it's just so well done. It's just seems to be like a crowd pleaser, like a crowd pleaser. It kind of reminded me of Forrest Gump in a way. I know that's kind of an odd connect, but it did. It kind of reminded me of Forrest Gump. I don't really know what else to say other than that I just absolutely loved it. Let's see. Oh, the soundtrack. Soundtrack's amazing. Again, one of the better soundtracks of the year. Again, Gimme the Loot, my competitor for best film of the year so far, and I guess my number one for the year, is very much a New York film. Fantastic soundtrack. It's about friendship. I think Francis Ha and Gimme the Loot would make an amazing double feature. Gorgeously shot, great soundtrack, incredibly well acted, featuring a tour de force performance from Greta Gerwig. Very well directed. I can't say that there's, so much in terms of style here, but again, it's just the writing. It's all you have to do when the writing is this good. You kind of all you have to do is just let the camera sit back and enjoy the ride, and let it be the fly on the wall that we are. And so there's no big stylistic stamp here, except in terms of writing. Noah Baumbach, and who knows what was written, what was improvised, what was written together. Who knows what actually happened in the technical aspects of making it. But I'm sure it's a collaborative effort, of course. But his writing, I don't know. He's just got his finger on the pulse. He seems to know again what it kind of means to be an artist and to be alone and different in the modern age. So I mean, I just think he's an important filmmaker. He's I believe one of the most important filmmakers working, I think. I don't really know what else to say. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 10 and just wrap it up with that and say that it's, so far it's my second favorite film of the year. That's Francis Ha, and I give it a solid 10. Thanks much.